I am Big Jeff, or Big Jeff Johns. I am an artist, music fanatic, kind of obsessive compulsive gig goer, and all-round enthusiastic kind of person. Well, basically, they're kind of like mementos from, like, obviously things like festivals, and some of them are festival events which I've DJ'd at, like Green Man. I mean, these are only like kind of like a very small amount is probably actually the amount that I've probably actually collected. My mum actually made the waistcoat. She saw the bowl of wristbands like kind of collecting dust, and she's like, right, we've got to do something with these. And so she took them home, washed them, and then basically decided to make a waistcoat for me. I was going at one point to probably about 300 shows a year, including like kind of one-day festivals, maybe about 16 or 17 festivals. I mean, I'm going to take a stab that somewhere in the thousands. It became like a social addiction, and so it's like, right, okay, when I properly moved into Bristol, I was like, right, okay, I want more of this, and then like I found that that's how I made friendships, was basically through going to shows. I was there from 2002 to 2005, and I studied contemporary popular music. First year I was there, I had quite a lot of personal issues which were happening, so that actually going to college, it provided like a way out for me, really, and they kind of gave me a space to develop, creating like industrial noise kind of backing tracks, and I developed like a rap split personality called Manic F, which was like partly because I wanted to replicate a group called Dialect. I'd say it probably started from quite a young age, really. Like my parents playing various different cassettes in car journeys, so we'd have everything from like the Blues Brothers soundtrack, the Eurythmics, through to like one in particular cassette which I really loved was like an 80s hip-hop funk compilation mixtape. Also like listening to stuff like the Beatles, just kind of like grew, just like also watching MTV and seeing like stuff like Michael Jackson. I was like, right, I want to be that. I want to be that person, you know, with the kind of the air blaring, kind of like playing the guitar and stuff like that. My friend Alex, who also was a part of an organisation called Art and Power, and people like Matt, who goes by the name of ex-ACC, I still see him around and stuff like that, and like kind of, there's still a few people, you know. One of my all-time favourites was a post-punk outfit from Rhode Island called La Savvy Fav, who played in the bar of the Anson Rooms, and that was a particularly chaotic show. It was like as if I'd describe them as like kind of like an American version of Wire, but like kind of fronted by a 16 Stone version of Iggy Pop, but it was like kind of, but he's really ultra positive, and his whole thing was like, right, we're not just treating the stage as a stage, the whole room's a stage, everybody's involved in this. Some of the things when I tell kids what happened, they're like, no, it didn't happen. It's like, yes, it did. I mean, like, the singers literally started the show by swinging through an audience with a 2-litre bottle of red wine and pouring it down people's throats. One of my favourite shows I saw there would have been Sleaford Mods. That was a particularly fun show, and like seeing Fat White Family in there, and seeing stuff like All Them Witches as well, who are like a really powerful kind of psych outfit. And yeah, and what else did I see in there? Stuff like Cold War Kids, Terrorvision back in the day, sort of thing, back in like the early 2000s, that would have been. Yeah, I hope so, because of like, I mean, that area is turning into a really kind of quite cultural, thriving hub. Because if you think about it, you've got 4 really good venues in that space. Because you've got like the Lanes, Strange Brew, obviously the Beer Keller, SWX, and Rough Trade. There's bands like Dry Cleaning, who I think are just like really great witty lyricism, but like kind of post-punk kind of music. Lice, I've been a massive fan of them for years. I think I was at their second ever show. People like Katie J. Pearson, just because of her songwriting is superb. I'll look at all the gig listings, but then like if there's an artist that I don't really know, I'll go and search them online. And so it's much more easier to actually find out stuff because of like the online presences of artists. It was a city which I felt, even though it's big, it didn't feel like London sort of thing, and that there was always like space for like slightly weird and eccentric people going to like small venues like the Louisiana or like Ashton Court Festival. And a lot of people go, oh, did you go to art school? I'm like, no, just learn via exploring. Galen's a really amazing disabled Irish fiddle player, and like human rights activist, but she's someone that I came across because I was on the same lineup as her at Green Man. But I remember like seeing her profile and just like being really struck with her. So I basically thought, right, let's kind of like turn this into a portrait because there's something really intriguing, and also her music's really beautiful. So yeah, this is I the King, and it's my first like kind of self-portrait. And I kind of want, when I was kind of like painting it, I was wanting to see what sometimes other people say that they see in me. And I actually took it from a picture of me lying in bed, going, okay, which kind of angle can I balance the tablet at whilst taking in like a non-blurry photograph of myself?